Hello, IS502 VF leaders for fall 2017. We are up and running week one of the quarter. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Brad Howell. I'm a professor for two sections of IS502. I also have a section of IS500. Zan asked me to put a brief video in here so you get a bit of sense of who I am and how I approach this class. I use a praxis theory praxis model of teaching IS courses. So the idea basically is that our praxis, how do we currently understand the way we do and inform the things that we do in these related to these specific practices that we're talking about in our communities already. So there's a lot of reflection about what are the types of influences shape the way we do what we do. And then theory, what does it mean to think theologically deep about these issues? And there's a second layer added to that, is what does it mean to think theologically deep about each of these topics in my own context? So that's an important feature, I think, for all IS courses, is that they need to be contextual to one's own community. And then the third thing is praxis, review of praxis. And it's in light of understanding what it is to think theologically deep about this, or knowing, we call it the kingdom trajectory, knowing what God is already up to, what does it mean or look like to try on some new practices that help us align our practices with God's kingdom trajectory. That's where the VF activities come in, the new discipleship opportunities, ways of trying spiritual practices that perhaps had not been tried before, and then reflecting on those again, of course. So that third aspect of the class is where VF is heavy and very involved in, and where I hope that you will have some of the best formation here in the next few weeks. What I hope for the class is that students really come to an understanding that only in the context of community do we really grasp who God is, who we are as individuals, and what God uniquely desires to do through us. So that at the end of it, students understand that it's the community that helps us reflect back to ourselves and ponder together with and shape what it means to partner with God's kingdom mission. So students, I often find, come with a very introspective approach that it's kind of their own process. But here in this class, it's really about realizing it's part of a community, and out of a community, we understand who we are and what we're uniquely supposed to do in God's mission. So best ways to reach me. Like I mentioned, I got 3 sections. I have 96 students. Probably direct email. One of the things that you may come across periodically, and I've noticed this as this is our second quarter now in Canvas, and we've moved one class, the summer IS502 class, to fall IS502. Not all the links worked afterwards. Some of the pictures were missing. Went through and got all those updated. I made some changes for the formatting because I do it slightly different in the fall. Summertime, we go like a week by week format. In the regular school year, I go by a Thursday to Sunday kind of rhythm versus a Sunday to Sunday rhythm. So I made some changes to that. When we moved it over to the second section, some pictures and some other links didn't show up. So if you're seeing link troubles or things that just look really odd, feel free to just email that to me directly, bradleyhowell@fuller.edu, with a link to the page that is odd, so that we can take care of that as quickly and smoothly as possible. Beyond that, you have Zan to work with for any just kind of general VF issues, concerns, things that you are seeing. Zan's really the point person for anything VF related. So if any emergencies, feel free to contact either one of us, and whoever is available to help the fastest will get involved. And then Ryan put in a weekly update post place to update professors and Zan on what's going on in your group. And I think go ahead and fill that out. We actually take attendance by participation, not through those posts. But when you have your synchronous meetings, it's really important to know who did not participate in the synchronous meetings so that we can make sure that they don't get credit for it if they didn't do either the synchronous meeting or the follow-up activity as it may be related to that activity. If you have students asking questions about the course or anything outside of the VF area, please just forward that to us as quickly as possible. And to us, I mean, I guess to me. If they send you an email, forward it to bradleyhowell@fuller.edu. Don't bother doing the searching for it. There's it's not part of your hours, part of your work. That's really our role for me or the TA to look after. and we want to be able to respond to that student as quickly as we can. That's probably one of the things I've seen in the past several quarters is that VF leaders try their best to help out, and they have the best intentions to impact a student positively. But then the opportunity has, at even occasions, a couple of occasions, the opportunity has come and gone before we had a chance to come alongside that student and make sure that they knew exactly what they were doing. So any student questions for the course, just make sure you just forward them right on to me, and we'll follow up with that as quickly as we can. So beyond that, I will check in on our communication forum on a weekly basis, and that's about it. Probably once a week, I'll just check in, make sure things are going. So if you have any direct questions that need answers, email is the best way to go. I look forward to working with you this next quarter. I pray that you feel it's a very productive time, that you have an opportunity to really be in the formational role along with these students as they continue to learn and grow. Thanks for partnering with me and for Fuller, and we look forward to what God's going to be up to in the next 10 weeks. All right, thanks.